Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And I know I've been gone for a very long time and I'm sorry about that. I was just dealing with exams and stuff, but I am back and I'm back every Wednesday from now on. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Nish, and every Wednesday I come with a new true crime story and a new art tutorial for you. I forgot what I do. Wow. Anyways, so let's get started. And before we get started today, I want to talk about this product here. This is not a paid promotion, it's just that I really liked this. Basically, these are, I don't know if you guys can you see it? Okay, so these are like cloth hangers that I got from the dealers. I will give the link in the description, and these are so freaking good. Like, I use them to hang my canvases. If you guys are looking for solutions to hang your canvases without using a nail and a hammer, this is what you want. I hung my biggest canvas using 3 of these and the tiny ones using 1 each, and trust me, this is, you need this, get it, you need it. So the story I'm gonna talk about today, my hair is a mess. Story I'm gonna talk about today, I really did not want to talk about it, but it just gets me really agitated and disgusted. But I have to talk about this because it's the worst kidnapping story I've heard in my life. So today I'm going to talk about Joseph Fritzl. Joseph Fritzl. This guy was born in 1935, I think around April 1935, and he was born in Amstetten, Austria. So he's an Austrian. This guy's childhood was really rough. His dad left him at the age of 4, and he was brought up by his working mom, who apparently wasn't a really pleasant lady. She wasn't a pleasant lady. Apparently, Joseph's mother used to take him up into the attic and abuse him and beat him up. She was a very violent lady, and basically Joseph was like tortured his entire childhood. So what he did to escape this was, I don't remember the age around which, but it was probably when he was like around 17 or 18. No, he was 15. He locked his mom up into the attic and he left her there to die. He just left her there to die. I got a complete education, and he even worked for quite a while. He retired at the age of 60, and at the age of 21 he got married to a woman named Rosemary, and they had 2 beautiful sons and 1 beautiful daughter. So sounds like a pretty okayish family, even though he killed his mother after locking her up in the attic, which is not okay. So I don't understand why the hell did I just say that it was okay. One fine day, Joseph decided that Joseph was working as a technical salesman, so he had to do a lot of cruising around the town and stuff. So what he did was, he went into the home of a 24-year-old nurse in Linz, and he can do a lot of surveillance because his job requires him to travel around a lot, so he can do a lot of surveillance. So he went into this nurse's home when her husband was at work, and he did that while he had a knife at his throat. I'm doing this after like 3 weeks, and I feel like I forgot how to speak. Before I turned this into a shit show. He went into the 24-year-old nurse's home when her husband was at work, and her holding a knife at her throat, threatening her to kill her if she makes any noise or screams for help. And of course, after he was done satisfying his needs, he killed her. That was not the only incident. He was accused of being the of a 21-year-old woman, and of course he was charged with indecent exposure. So he used to just go around public places and flash his, you know, private parts. And he was convicted, and he was sent to jail for 15 years. And of course, like, because of good behavior, after 8 years or so, he was let out, and all of his records were deleted or like what's the word I'm looking for, expunged. His records were expunged. So this man later on went to live the family life with his wife and his daughters. But guess what? Once a always a. So that's not gonna stop. Like, it's like saying, you know, stop drinking water. I know that doesn't make sense, but it does it does. So so this guy, of course, he has some mental issues, and he lacks emotion, and he definitely has like behavioral issues. So he started torturing and beating up his own daughter, Elizabeth. So like I said, he had 2 sons and a daughter. So he started torturing and beating up his daughter, Elizabeth. I wonder what Rosemary was thinking or doing at that time. Like, this is your daughter being beaten up by your husband. I mean, woman, do something. So Elizabeth then, at the age of 15, she said that she was taking a training course to be a waitress, and she had to go out of the house a lot to do this training. So what she did was she ran away with a friend from work. She ran away and she was missing for 3 weeks, but no, the police had to find her and sent her back home. And I don't think that was a good idea, no. And if his daughter is running away from his house, there's gonna be a good reason. You guys need to check that out first, instead of returning the daughter to her parents. But they didn't do that, which was a bad idea, guys. Bad idea. After this guy, like almost at the age of Joseph's retirement, he purchased a house in Amstein, and he was basically just working on the house. And I think he purchased a few lands, or maybe a land which was like close by to the house and next to a campsite and a lake. So he was basically working on that and like building his underground basement and his cellar, and just working on the house in general. And he applied for an extension of the basement, and he was just like building it. But upon inspection, that basement literally looked like a prison. There was an entire structure underneath. So there was like toilets, there was like beds, there was like everything. It was basically a prison home. Alright, it was like it was a prison home. So Elizabeth grows up to be 18, and now that she's 18, she can obviously go to work and, you know, get started and stuff and earn for herself. So this one day, she was getting ready. She got a job and she was getting ready to attend her first day. And so Joseph was like, Elizabeth, can you please come and help me carry a door down to the basement? And so Elizabeth was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then she was helping her dad. And so when they went down to the basement, Joseph locked Elizabeth, and the door that she was carrying was actually the last piece that he needed to completely seal that cellar. So Joseph had kidnapped his own daughter and kept him in his house, and he literally made her take the last piece that would help her escape, and he captivated his own daughter. It's very sick. And then he lied to his wife, saying that Elizabeth had escaped after like several days when his wife got worried. that, and started asking questions, where's Elizabeth and stuff like that. So he was like, she escaped, she ran away, she did it before, it's nothing new, she's probably dead, or I don't know what she's doing. And he was making up like excuses. And then Rosemary, the wife, went ahead and she filed a missing persons report in Elizabeth's name. It happened a month later, so she was already in the cellar for a month. What Joseph did to prove that she ran away was clever, but it was also disgusting. So he forced Elizabeth to write letters addressed to her house and from a different area, from a different place, to confirm that she had run away. So these letters would then later on confirm that she was away, and like on general the police would stop looking for her. And of course her mom knows that, you know, hey, she's alive, but she ran away. What Joseph did later was to convince the police and ask them to stop looking for her. He literally went and told them that she probably joined some sort of religious cult, so that's why she was away, and like she's never coming back and stuff like that. So the police in general stopped looking for her. Joseph kept his daughter locked in their basement for 24 years. In this 24 years, he visited her almost every day, bringing her food and water and supplies, and also countless times. Sometimes it was every day, sometimes it was 3 times a week, but his own daughter over 24 years, the result of which was them having 7 children. 4 of them lived with Elizabeth in the cellar, and 3 of them were brought upstairs, and 1 of them died after birth, whose body was disposed by Joseph. So when he got the 3 up, he cleverly placed them outside the door, and he told Rosemary that Elizabeth had left these, and they were like her children from the various people that she's been seeing. So Rosemary used to buy into those lies and take the children in and like bring them up as her own grandchildren. So I can't even, like, I'm literally, I have goosebumps right now. I'm shaking. One of the 4 children, like I mentioned, had died, and 3 of them remained. So Joseph extended the cellar. He built like a bigger cellar so they could live better, and he threatened them, saying that if any of these 3 people tried to escape, he would kill them. In 2008, one of the children, one of the daughters, I think her name was Kirsten fell very ill, because of which she needed medical attention. So Joseph decided to take her to the hospital. So when he took her to the hospital, the nurses and the doctors saw that she was really malnourished, and she had like abuse marks around her body. So Joseph told the doctors and the nurses that he told that she was left on their doorstep like this with a note from Elizabeth saying that I don't know what the note said, because they didn't like the documents. They did not explain what the note contained. They just mentioned that he said that she was left at their doorstep with a note. So apparently Christine's condition wasn't getting better, so Elizabeth begged Joseph to take her to the hospital because she wanted to see her daughter, and she promised that she wouldn't tell anyone anything, and that she would, you know, she just wants to see her daughter once, and then she'll come back to the chamber. So first of all, when this guy applied for adoption for all of these children, the adoption agencies did not find any dirt on him, because like 25 years ago all of his records were expunged. So they were like considering him for adoption and everything. That's why they couldn't find any dirt on him, so he escaped that, because if they did, then they would probably convict him again, or at least open an investigation and find Elizabeth earlier, but they didn't. So when Elizabeth went to the hospital, and the doctors and everyone, they were like, we're gonna call the police, because they thought that she abused Christine. But when Elizabeth told them the actual story, because they saw that she had bruise marks and she was like really malnourished, so she thought that she was doing the same thing to her kids. But when Elizabeth told them this story, they were completely flabbergasted. They were like, this girl has been continuously for 24 years and she has had, without any medical attention, and all of these children are malnourished, she's malnourished. And that is when Joseph was caught. This guy was 73 years old. He wasn't even young, he was 73 years old, and this is what he was doing to his daughter. 26th of April, Joseph was caught and he was arrested, and on the 27th, his daughter, his wife, and their children, all of them, they were taken into care, like police care. And of course he was convicted. He was given life imprisonment, and I think he was incarcerated later on. And it's just so that was it for today. I hope you guys I'm not gonna say enjoyed, because that's not something you enjoy. These stories are not something you enjoy, but I hope you enjoyed the painting. And of course, the pandemic is still on, so please be safe when you go out, wear masks, and maintain distance from people. And of course, if you liked my story, I mean, this is not a story, it's a true crime case, but if you liked my painting, please hit a like, subscribe. If you guys have suggestions about any true crime cases that I should be talking about or I should have a look at, please write them in the comments, and do share my posts. And basically that was it. So thank you and stay tuned. Why did I do that? Why am I so weird, Mom?